$10,000 lesson. In this video, we're going to explore what your first $10,000 truly teaches you about money, behavior, and long-term financial stability. Not how to get rich quickly, not shortcuts or hype, but the quiet psychological shift that happens when someone finally builds real momentum with their savings and begins seeing money differently. For many people, saving feels like an uphill battle that never seems to gain traction. You work hard, you try to be responsible, and yet progress often feels slow, fragile, and easily undone by small emergencies or unexpected expenses. That frustration can quietly erode motivation and make financial discipline feel pointless. The truth is that the first $10,000 is not just a number. It represents a change in identity, confidence, patience, and control. Once someone crosses that threshold, money stops feeling abstract and starts feeling manageable. Understanding why this happens and how to reach it deliberately is one of the most valuable financial lessons a person can learn. Slow start. In the beginning, saving rarely feels rewarding. You might set aside $50, $100, or even a few $100s, but the balance still feels small compared to the size of real-life expenses. A single car repair, medical bill, or unexpected obligation can erase months of effort in a matter of days, leaving you discouraged and questioning whether the process is even worth it. This phase is emotionally heavy because progress feels invisible. There is no dramatic feedback loop. You don't feel richer, more secure, or more confident when the balance is still modest. Meanwhile, spending continues to provide instant emotional relief and visible rewards. A purchase delivers satisfaction immediately, while saving delivers nothing you can touch or enjoy in the present moment. Over time, this imbalance creates quiet tension. People start feeling that they are sacrificing enjoyment without seeing tangible progress, which makes discipline harder to sustain. This is where many good intentions quietly fade. Early exit. Most people don't fail financially because they make catastrophic mistakes. They fail because they quit too early in the process of building momentum. The human brain is wired to favor immediate rewards over delayed benefits. Dopamine responds strongly to instant gratification, while long-term security provides no emotional stimulation in the present moment. Saving money feels slow and unrewarding precisely because its payoff lives in the future. Social pressure reinforces this problem. Friends upgrade lifestyles, post visible experiences, and celebrate purchases publicly. Meanwhile, saving remains invisible and private. Without external validation, discipline feels lonely and unrewarded. Eventually, many people loosen their standards, dip into savings repeatedly, or abandon the goal altogether, not because they lack intelligence or discipline, but because the early phase offers very little emotional reinforcement. Mental shift. When someone finally reaches their first $10,000, something subtle but powerful changes internally. For the first time, money begins to feel real rather than theoretical. The balance represents tangible proof that discipline works, that habits compound, and that progress can be sustained. Confidence rises quietly, not from excitement, but from evidence. Fear decreases because small emergencies no longer feel catastrophic. Patience increases because future goals suddenly feel reachable. Decision-making improves because impulsive choices now compete against a visible foundation that feels worth protecting. This shift is not about greed or status, it's about identity. You no longer see yourself as someone struggling to save. You begin seeing yourself as someone who builds and protects financial stability. That identity change becomes self-reinforcing. Snowball effect. Once the mental shift occurs, behavior starts compounding naturally. Saving no longer feels like deprivation, but like maintenance of something valuable. You become more selective about spending, not out of fear, but out of intention. Systems begin replacing willpower. Automatic transfers feel normal. Tracking becomes lighter because awareness increases. Small leaks become easier to notice and eliminate. Momentum builds not only financially, but psychologically. Each month reinforces confidence and discipline, creating a feedback loop that makes long-term stability feel achievable rather than distant. This is why many people say that the first $10,000 is harder than the next $50,000. The hardest part is building belief through experience. Simple system. Reaching this milestone does not require extreme budgeting, deprivation, or financial wizardry. It requires consistency and structure. Start by automating your savings so progress happens without daily decision-making. Treat savings as a fixed obligation rather than an optional leftover. Next, identify recurring leaks. Subscriptions, convenience spending, impulse purchases, and automatic renewals quietly slow momentum. Eliminating even a few small leaks dramatically increases progress over time. Introduce simple friction into spending decisions. Delay non-essential purchases by a short window. Remove safe payment methods. Small barriers restore intentional thinking. If possible, stack income intelligently rather than exhaustively. Side income should serve progress, not burnout. Sustainability matters more than speed. Finally, track progress regularly, not obsessively. Awareness keeps alignment strong without creating stress. These principles are not glamorous, but they work precisely because they remove emotion from the process. Guard capital. Once the milestone is reached, protecting it becomes just as important as building it. Lifestyle inflation often sneaks in quietly after financial wins. Celebration spending, social pressure upgrades, and overconfidence can erode progress quickly if boundaries disappear. The goal is not to freeze life, but to preserve the foundation that created momentum in the first place. Treat your savings as strategic capital rather than spare money. Every dollar represents future flexibility, not present indulgence. Maintaining discipline after success builds long-term resilience. New options. $10,000 does not make anyone wealthy, but it changes the emotional relationship with money significantly. Unexpected expenses become manageable rather than terrifying. Small investment opportunities feel accessible. Confidence grows because you've proven your ability to build structure and consistency. Most importantly, choice expands. You begin making decisions from stability rather than fear. That freedom compounds across career, health, family, and long-term planning. This is the real value of the milestone. Next level. Your first $10,000 teaches you that financial progress is less about income and more about behavior, identity, and systems. Once control replaces chaos, momentum becomes sustainable. If you're still in the early phase, stay patient. The breakthrough often arrives quietly after consistent effort. If you've already crossed this threshold, protect the habits that carried you there. In the next episode, we'll explore how small recurring payments quietly sabotage financial momentum before most people notice them. Stay with CashCraft as we continue building clarity, discipline, and long-term financial strength. Your money should serve your future, not quietly work against it. If you're serious about taking control of your money, building real financial security, and breaking free from the paycheck to paycheck cycle, then you're in the right place. Subscribe to CashCraft, where we focus on timeless money principles, smart decision-making, and practical strategies that actually work in the real world. No hype, no shortcuts. Just clear thinking, discipline, and long-term wealth building. Join the CashCraft community and start crafting a stronger financial future today.